Oh. You're back trying to do your Factorio again, or Factorio.
Yep. Got to. Must carry on. I think I need some more research labs though. It's a bit better. Speed up science a bit. Still not producing enough steel though.
Steve was out of struggle when he was doing it too.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll have to go with a secondary setup.
Clear download cache. Is that the thing that GP constantly does when you have trouble with your games?
Yep.
Doesn't do any harm, no?
No. And if it's Steam games, then it's verified the game cache.
So clear your last download cache and you will need to log into Steam again. That just gets rid of any fucking shite that you have, is it?
Yep.
Update in Steam. There's an update in Steam.
Oh, it rebuilds the cache. So it clears your cache, but it rebuilds the files. So we can. So it puts like the basic.
And that stops it from.
You'd think that Steam would have a CNAPE, you know, it's constantly downloading stuff. They would have its own system that would clear the cache. It'd be built in. Clears everything. So I'm not sure if it clears if you've got bank cards attached to your account, if it clears that. Because I don't generally save my bank details to Steam. Just in case they get hacked. Research lasers as well. I don't know why I'm doing lasers, actually. Don't do lasers. Change that because I haven't got oil going yet. Yeah, why not research the bigger power cables instead? I need some stone. Okay, that'll be enough.
No, I can't log in. My computer is set up freaking to the American keyboard and I had freaking adjusted it to the English one, and obviously with the updates now it has decided that it's American again. So their keys are slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, English, US, right. Oh, how about change that again? English, UK, English, United Kingdom. Well, thank you.
Why did I put that there?
I hate to change messenger settings.
Do the same setup over here.
That's what it was. Because the keys were different. One of the keys I use is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I was logging in with the wrong. What I was typing in was right, but it wasn't right.
Yep.
Battle Gothic Armada. 60% off. Age of Wonders 3. Pro Cycle Manager.
Damn tree. Oh shit, I'm out of belts. Now I need to split this off again. It's funny how the trees always seem to be in the fucking places you want to put stuff. You know, one tree in the desert, and it happens to be where I want to put a piece of track.
That player's unknown battleground is on the third and behind Docket 2 and Counter Strike.
I think so they've already got sales going on Steam.
They have midweek specials nearly every week.
Oh, okay.
What? Factorio, I see. That's a popular game. At the moment, there is 11,239 people playing it. It had a height of 15,000.
Wow.
It's above 7 days to the Euro Truck Farm Sim.
But let's see how that works out when the iron starts backing up.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is 27,000 people playing it with a high of nearly 60,000. H1Z1, or is that the same? That's the same kind of game as that.
Yep, it's player unknown. Yep.
That is 33,000 playing it with a high of 114.
Wow.
Player unknown has nearly 80,000 playing with 120 at its peak. Counter Strike Global Offensive has 290,000 playing now with a high of 590. And Docket 2 has 316,000 playing with a high of 770. Like the two of them are just Docket 2 and Counter Strike Global Offensive. They're that popular there.
Yep. all of the PvP first-person shooter games. So
Team Fortress, is that another PvP?
I think so. I'm not sure. I've never played it.
Football Manager 17 is up there, like.
How do you see what the popular games are then?
Go into Game and Steam, or Steam and Game status. I found if I go into Store, no, going into, I don't know what I went into actually. Or Store and Stats.
Okay.
They click on the top 100. Like, Football Manager is 35,000 people playing it. Rocket League, what's that?
Pass.
Rocket League, H1Z1, Ark, Grand Theft Auto, Sid Meier's Civilization, Gary's Mod.
Is you playing as an RC car playing football, trying to score goals.
Alright.
Armour 3 is
That
right up there.
That and Football Manager seem a bit strange in with the rest of them.
20,000 people are playing Armour 3.
That's what I'm saying, like Armour 3 is still there, Warframe, Tom Clancy's Rainbow, Six Siege, Fallout 4, Rainer. Rust is racing, isn't it? Elder Scrolls, there's a lot of PvP, adventure, or shooting kind of beat 'em up games.
Wow, Empire Total War has still got just under 3,000 people playing.
See, Factorio isn't doing too bad, so it's in the top, what, 20, 25.
So I've just killed half of my stuff that I'm doing here. I'm streaming this and could use any help that I could get.
You are streaming. You could have told us that you were streaming.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm streaming, Roy and David.
What are you streaming? See, I'm the expert now because I actually launched a rocket.
Oh, you've launched
David's
a
the
rocket?
expert.
Okay,
Yeah.
David.
I'll give you a blueprint of my factory so you can work it out.
On a blueprint, figure it out.
Oh, why is that playing? Mute that.
Well, starting off anyway, you have no fuel in your
Yeah, I know.
burner miner. That's what I'm looking at. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm just trying to get stuff started. See, I have a power plant set up down here. Once you catch up, and I have plenty of coal coming to it. Down here, and you can see I've got plenty of coal going to it.
Well, the very first thing.
Have no electrics. They're outside the electric range, no.
Right now they are. I've dismantled a bunch of stuff.
All right.
I'm trying to get
You have loads
copper
of...
coming up. Yeah, I have copper coming up. I want to get it going with the steel. And,
they have. Should they not be lit? Should the furnace, those boilers not be lit up? No.
I actually have more boilers than what I have furnace.
Right, but are they lit up? Oh, they are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see there.
All the.
Are they all connected?
Yeah.
Click
Just
on one of your electric poles.
Right by you.
Click on it. Not. I have 7 of them producing right now.
Oh, yeah, but if you click on one of the electric poles, it'll give you a breakdown of your electricity.
Yeah.
As to what you're using and what you're not using.
Right. The radar's using 119 assembly machines,
You've got
11.
plenty
See, like,
of power.
you're producing 316 kilowatts, you're only using a tiny amount.
Oh yeah.
So-
I know.
No, he's only using 316 kilowatts. He can produce much more.
Oh, is that what it is? That, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so the green line at the top isn't...
No, that's just saying that
316 kilowatts.
it's satisfied with the amount of power that's being produced right now. The green bar is the one that you have to watch.
I don't
Actually,
see why...
The max
the
health is
middle bar.
400. The maximum power output is 900 kilowatt.
90 kilowatts.
900.
Yeah,
For
900
the
per steam engine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the because as you said that you was actually hovering over the assembler.
Right,
Okay.
but so I don't understand why you don't have electricity.
Because I just didn't have it plugged in at the moment.
All right, that's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's what you said you were having issues with your
No, I'm
your
just trying.
electricity.
No, I'm having an issue with trying to map and bring coal up or copper up and mesh it with the coal that's up here and the iron that
All right.
and just get it all so it's flowing somewhat well. That's
Bring
all.
up your map. Bring up your map.
Trains
My
and
map.
robots, MrMoonDog.
That map.
Yep, the main map, so we can see.
Yeah,
Just
I
gotta
said
wait for this
trains and
stream.
robots.
Have you?
But no, it's not caught up
No,
yet.
it's not coming up. It's just still running around.
Okay, because what I'm watching it.
There it is.
There.
Yeah, so to your left of your stone quarry, you've got a big open space to the left and right. You could do your furnace setups there if you wanted. Iron production, rather.
Yeah. Which is
And
where I started to actually build some of that.
mm-hmm.
Where I'm standing
Or,
now. Yeah.
or where you have your
Or where you have your
coal,
copper.
the coal at the bottom. There's a big iron and copper down there. If you bring the iron and copper from one side, coal from the other side.
And there's trees on top of all of that. That's why.
Yeah, but see where your big thing of coal is at the bottom.
Yeah.
You have copper and iron to the left of that.
Right. I have a tremendous trees on top of that. I cleared out over top the copper.
Yeah, but that's
I know
you're going to be
it's
like that anywhere on. You're going to be like that anywhere on the map.
1.3 million copper and 1.8 iron.
Cleared out the copper. There's the iron. So what you're saying, I know it's behind for you.
Yeah, I'd be saying go with that copper and iron because that's your easiest copper. And if you run copper and iron side by side and then just split them into your thing and bring your coal from the other side. I know it's just covered in trees, like it's a killer, but
Yeah, but what you're saying is I should, like down in this area, start.
yeah. See, that's not too covered. The iron.
Yeah.
You have a grand open space to your left there, do you?
To the left of the iron.
The left of the copper and iron, yeah.
Um,
What way have you got your aliens set?
they don't attack first.
Okay, so you're fine.
Yeah. There's.
Or just, so like you have half a belt of copper there, you could always bring half a belt of iron up as well.
Yeah, it's. Okay.
And you wouldn't even have to build much of an extra belt to bring the iron onto it.
Right. Just so it falls onto it correctly, right?
Well, yeah, if do you know how to put two sides on, get them right now?
Yeah, yeah.
You just put one in the middle, one either side.
Right.
Or as where you are now on the stream, which is to the left of the iron and copper, do your furnace setups there because there's not as many trees to clear out.
Right. Yeah. I'll just restart the map and start all over again if you get a nice map.
This is a nice map. It's even nicer when you... Yeah, but as soon as you get grenades, the trees are nothing.
Yeah, I'm worried about some of that. I just... Where
and once you get robotics...
up, you know, you'll see north of my power plants, I've got bare area all over the place here. That's why I was bringing it this way.
Yeah, but like you have your copper up there already, so if you just feed iron up the other side, for now you're not producing lots, so you have your thing there already. So you may as well feed iron up that way, and then you have it all up there.
Yeah, and
or
I've got
do
iron
one
already up here. Yeah, okay.
So you could do your copper furnace setup down where the copper mines are, and then do your iron up, and then bring the plates to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or what I often do, like the way you have it there now, is if you actually set up a run of furnaces along what you already have. You see, you're producing your iron up there, so.
No, but what you're saying is if I come
A
down,
perfect place there is where you have your assemblers. Because
yeah,
you have the copper coming from the south, iron from the north, and coal in the middle,
yeah,
and go left from coal there. So run coal down the middle, and then copper one side, iron the other side.
let's see, dark water. Yeah,
It's Factorio, so it always gets
yeah.
dark after a few minutes.
So where my assemblers are and furnaces that I'm already dealing with.
Yeah, I would say now
We've
looking at it
figured
there.
out how to.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was.
move your assemblers,
Yeah.
because they can go some, like, once you've got your production up, the assemblers can go at the end of your production, because they'll be used, or your furnaces, because they'll be making what are you making with them?
At this point, I was planning on getting it, so I was making green bottles. At this point, I want to
Yeah,
heat
so
up.
like if you make your line of furnaces, you'll have your copper and iron there, and then you can use, and then you'll be auto feeding into them then. You're on green research already.
Or red. Yeah. Sorry. First, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's one advantage robots have, right? Is they're way faster.
They're not very fast at the beginning.
No, when they, well, yeah, I suppose most people that show them off are late game.
Hmm. Once they've done a few researches into them, their capacity and speed, then they become more efficient and much more useful.
Yeah. Is there a reason you have the red one of those furnaces out to the outside?
Wait a minute. What do you mean, one of the furnaces out to the outside?
The furnaces there, you have the red. You have
Oh, the
one red
red
arm
arm.
feeding out onto the outer track.
I was planning on trying to uh, run multiple lines up through there, but it wasn't working, so I was not sure yet. So doesn't matter. It's all gone now.
You see, if you listen to me,
All
you'll end
right.
up with a main bus. If you listen to David, you'll end up with a beautiful spaghetti.
Spaghettios. Yeah. And if I am honest, it'll end up more spaghetti than main bus, but there
Well,
would be main bus
my
enough because
my
I like transporting it.
my furnaces are always straight. My furnaces are always a straightforward setup. You just split coal and whatever ore down one line down the middle, and then a set of furnaces off each side of it. It's only after that then it starts getting spaghetti. But my furnaces are generally straightforward.
And I gotta feed. There aren't electric furnaces. You gotta yet, so I gotta feed this with coal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, Roy came up with a nice system for running coal and ore.
Yep.
So that when you upgrade it, then you can get rid of your coal line.
Yeah.
And you can get rid of your coal line, and it gives you the third space you need for the electric furnaces.
Oh, he did. Probably. Well.
So when you're putting your furnaces down there, if you put
One gap
one
between.
one
Place
to the
two.
gap, then two, you can fit the electric poles
Yeah,
between them then,
between,
and
yeah.
then it covers the whole. It covers the front and the back of them. So you put one furnace, then an electric pole, then two furnaces, then another electric pole. Or if you actually just place the electric poles so they all just touch each other but don't overlap, then the furnaces will fit in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously a bit ahead now, but
Oh. Why can't I reach 400 miles to put something in there?
Because that'd be too easy. There is a mod for that though.
You can reach even further than what? Yeah.
Yep. The long reach mod or something like that. I've never used it. I've never used mods in this game, to be honest.
no.
No. For vanilla. Mods spoil you. You end up, it's either it makes the game easier or it makes the game
Yeah,
harder.
well, and I found like it with mods, it's just the same as any game. When you get an update, then
Yeah.
breaks everything.
The only mod that I do like the look of was called Bob's Mod, which adds a bunch of different things in.
Those. Okay, fine. I'll move down here. Then I can read what I say, not what I use.
You should see me when I'm done. I'm zoomed all the way out. I don't even see where my character is. I'm trying to do stuff. I've fallen over things. Or...
Yeah. See, for me, I was lucky I got the desert start. The desert biome. Okay, so...
That and that. That'll feel.
So if you put a splitter on the run from the coal, you know how to make it how to double up the coal on the line, do you?
I was working on it, but I'll end up throwing coal onto both sides of the line once I add more miners here. That and then I'll be coal onto both sides. Second. Probably even do more furnaces. This just gets me started.
Well, once you have it in a line like that, it's easy to add.
Right. Right now. Box. Not. Makes it into steel. I need some steel, but then I also need zinc
Have you researched steel already? You have?
or iron plates. Sorry.
See, instead of putting a box at each furnace, you as well have to do a run and just have an arm at the end picking it up, putting it into one box.
With the copper, once you make it into copper, you need it in coils. No, you do need some in.
Yeah, but do you not want to have your copper, like you want to have your copper on conveyor belts to move it on to the next section?
Right. That's why I'm throwing in the.
So there's no
conveyors
point in putting chests there. You only put chests there if you want to collect. So like if you want to collect stuff off of your assemblers or whatever, you put a chest there. But off the furnaces, I would never set them. I would only set a chest up at the end of the line.
God, that's neat. Oh no,
You
no,
like
wait a minute.
you like symmetrical builds, do you?
Sometimes, yeah, because it's
That takes the fun out of it. See if you put
but what
right. So these are all going to make copper now.
they're all making copper, but I want to throw steel on here.
Going to make iron.
Yeah, iron.
Right. So if you put where your coal comes in there, if you're going to put them together, put where your coal bend, just as your coal bends down into your copper, put the splitter on there and just have the coal going up the opposite direction then as well.
That way.
And then just bring your iron down. See, where you built it, I would have just gone with the iron you're mining already. Instead of down there, I hadn't realised you were mining iron up the top. Because the iron that you have up the top is closer to it.
Well, that's the nice thing about conveyors. You can run on them.
Yeah. Because if you bring that up and if you start putting copper and iron on the same belt, you're going to have to separate it, otherwise you'll end up with a mix of copper and iron when it's coming out of the furnaces. How many conveyor belts do you have?
I have a bunch because I do.
So if you go to where the coal, go to where you're going. If you do the coal one first,
Um,
Yeah, see what I would have done was I would have brought it kind of down, just done a mirror image of the way you have the copper.
right.
But you could do it that way too. Like it's just because that way you're bringing the iron down and then back up again. If you had done it the other way, you could have just used the run for the. You could have used the run for the iron to come down. So, are you bringing the iron in that way? Is it?
What I'm trying to think here, yeah.
No, no. You want to keep that as just pure
take
copper.
the huh?
You don't want to, because if you put iron down there now, your belts are going to be mixed with copper and iron.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want to keep
Move
your iron and copper separate.
the furnaces there on the right. Move them back one.
Yeah, I've
Take
already
them all up
started
and move them
deleting them
back one.
before you even said that.
Alright. Yeah, you could do that, yeah, and then bring the iron down, and you could do that. That would separate them, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice thing about this is I'm at least producing stuff, so as I delete it, I'm
Yeah,
adding to
yeah.
my stores.
I don't even worry about picking stuff up off the ground, because if it's on the ground and you place something on top of it, it'll pick it up for you.
Yeah.
So instead of going, I find it very fiddly picking stuff off the ground.
and then you can make them lines as big as you want for the iron and
Yeah, you just continue
copper.
if you need more copper
Right.
or more iron. But what you should, well, this it makes no difference really. Actually, which direction do you plan on building your main factory, your main area?
I don't have. I'm not thinking that far in advance. I'm thinking getting
All right, no. The
the next
reason I
step.
ask,
Yeah.
okay, the reason I ask is because the conveyor belts that you output your plate onto, you want them heading towards
Towards which would
where.
probably be
So wherever
north.
you're going to put your assemblers to make your copper cables and your
Yeah. If you,
cogs. So the way you have your copper ones there now would say that you're going to build all your assemblers above this, north of your
yeah,
furnaces.
as you
Which
catch
makes
up
sense
to where
because
I'm at,
then because
see,
that way
yeah.
then you can go all the way south with that furnace layout. As long
Yeah.
as you can feed it fast enough, it will continue producing. Yeah, you have loads of space up.
Yeah, that's
north.
what I was thinking here. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I've
so
got
that's
I've got oil over here and copper that I can get rid of too at some point.
yeah, no, so that's
Those after I've made the steel or not copper, iron plates, run them out north also.
yeah, so run your copper and iron both in the same
But
direction.
this one I need. That's for my. Well, that's.
You just need a mirror image of what you have on the other side.
Yeah. Coal. What? Out of.
I have you have a few spare ones down the end of the iron furnaces. You should have, well, once these start anyway, you get loaded plate and you'll be able to make up more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to automate
I
it.
usually find like that's one of the first assemblers I set up. Set up a cogs one because you need cog and copper.
Right.
You need cogs and copper plate for your red bottles, and you need cogs and steel plate for your conveyor belts. So if you set it up slightly offset, you can direct feed your red bottles and also direct feed your conveyors from the cogs. So you put steel plates into the cogs, and then the same run will put steel plates into the conveyor belt thing as well. Then
Da-da-da.
so you should try there. Now looking at all that things on the screen, try and do the 11. What was it? Right, 11 things you could.
111.
Or 111, yeah.
Yeah.
You've that nearly done in that, making those assemblies.
Yeah, that's a hard challenge.
Well, it's not so much hard, it's just you have to remember not to craft anything and go slowly, because you have to make an assembler as soon as you can, and then so you make your assembler and then just do it, you keep chopping, putting the stuff in and making what you need to make instead of doing it manually.
No, I mean, it's hard by the fact that you're so tempted to do it, to build that
But-
one more thing by hand.
But that's what I'm saying, you just have to not build anything by hand. You just have to go slowly. If you want something, you have to go to the... It's like, I suppose in Minecraft, you have to go to your crafting table to make anything.
Mm-hmm.
So treat the
Unless
assembler.
it's something like a torch or...
I would have said above the raw iron line for your assemblers. Because if you have them down the side there, you have direct feed off the thing, but you have to feed everything back up then. Because even with my factory, which was tight and all twisted around each other, it still spreads out quite big.
I thought I was being smart.
No, I get where you're going with it, but
At least so that I could be making cogs there, because then you need plates and cogs for the belts.
Yeah, and if with your assemblers, when you're doing a long line of them, if you do 2 space 2, you can put power lines between them.
Yeah.
2 and then a space for the power, and then
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
And that's the half of it in early game, is when your limited resources is to set your stuff out to go with the poles.
Right.
Got turrets, got grenades, just need armor piercing rounds next. Oh. No, you're going to be... You've probably already done it by now, but I take it you're doing your belt construction, belt automation.
Trying to be, yeah.
Okay.
Drunky.
I'll be right back. Need a coffee.
Yeah. I'm not the only one that brings that menu up all the time.
But
I said I'm not the only one that brings up that get out of the game menu.
oh no, I bring that up because there's so many different games you play, and it's like you hit the key that nope, that's the key for that. That connect all that. That what do you need cogs for? Need cogs for multiple
Well,
things, right?
yeah, but for your start setup here, if you, I don't know how far you've gone now, if you put a red, so if you put another assembler, your first one you're making cogs, yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
I actually have both of them making cogs.
you know how to get up what you're making in them, you do?
Yeah.
Alright, Alt.
No, Alt.
But if you put a red arm at the bottom and then put, say, your first one making cogs.
Yeah.
If you put a red arm across from that, and then put another assembler on the other side of it, and then bring your copper plates up, that will then make red bottles for you. And then you could actually put the red bottles out opposite the cogs if you wanted to, on the same belt.
Oh, I see.
Right, now go back another one.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I was just looking at you trying to place the red. You want the red so it's sitting in the same line as the belt, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing, but it just it takes advantage of.
Of that line, like as it is, right? Then I want to bring.
You can just put the red bottles
Because
onto
I have red bottles
that
down
belt,
here.
right? But the red bottles, well, I would be saying move your research stuff up to your red bottles.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no point in having the red bottles down there trying to feed them, or the research things down there trying to feed them.
Right.
You're as well off to throw them up.
Change where they're at. Yeah.
Joe, because you have a setup down there that's doing nothing except research. See, can you research? You're doing steel processing there. if you can research the purple arm, then what you can do is you can have the purple arm then pull in the red bottles off of that track before they go any further. And then you could start putting
something else on there. Yeah.
You could start putting the, if you want to make your wires, then you could start making your wires.
But because I'm feeding this with red bottles, it'll just pull off the red bottles for now.
Well, for right now, yeah, they'll just take because it'll only take the red bottles in there. And you have you're starting to get a backlog of cogs.
Well, I have a backlog of cogs because guys. I'm kidding. Oh, change that. No.
Right, so what you should do now is before you run out of belts as well, is set another assembler after your 2 cogs and make that a belt to make it an assembler for belts.
Nice. I was thinking of actually having it.
Well, it can be moved. It's what I'm saying is you may as well put it down. You have cogs, so when the cogs backlog there, your assembler stop working. You may as well have it making a belt. You can always move it to somewhere else later. And for green bottles anyway, you want it on the same side as the cogs, yeah. Which I know you're ahead of me, but. So you see when you're putting them in, it doesn't quite reach the whole way, the electrics, but once you keep the 2 arms to the one side of it, you can leave the gap in the middle.
And the one thing I like to do is research the advanced electric where they reach further.
On the big ones, yeah. So when you if you replace them with the big ones, then they'll cover that area.
Yeah. Look, that's producing.
Just move the, or you just, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, if you actually, for that red one at the bottom and the yellow one that weren't getting it, you could have just moved them up 1 and they would have got power then if you put the pole in beside this, the red bottle assembler.
What were you saying?
When you were putting in the power poles there with the red bottles,
yeah.
If you put the one just above the red bottles and then move up the red arm and move up the red arm and move up the yellow arm by 1, and then it will reach. It'll be neat, like if you're going to put assemblers up that side. Mind you, when I got to my one, I was moving poles and I take out a pole, zoom out, and the amount of poles I had in the end that weren't actually powering anything. Sure, because you put in bigger poles, so you move them around so that you get better.
Right.
So that you cover what you need covered. So you could take out the pole there, yeah. So that's. But the one in the middle is actually not get the red isn't. If you move the one joining the 2 of them slightly into the middle, it would have covered it. No, it's in the middle. You probably have it fixed now. But that pole below the cogs, if you just move that over one, it would have. It's because the way
I see. The one up above, yeah, but that's as far up and still reach further down. So.
No, if you'd moved it over 1, you would have got it alright. That's the good thing with that setup, it doesn't cover underneath the belts.
Oh, yeah.
And that red one is in where the belt should be.
There.
This is
Now we
your
fix it
red-
the way that
you
you
have-
said.
They have red bottles working away there now.
I have red bottles working away, which I've got system work done. Probably only feeding the one because I'm not
Of the
producing
speed
enough.
of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's that'll come in time. Like it's you didn't set up your belt one yet, did you?
No, I don't have
You
it
just
on
have to
yet.
you just have to give it time because that'll only take a couple of bottles. So when that fills up with a couple of bottles, then or you could always stick a second red bottle assembler in, which you've obviously done already.
Sometimes I'm quick, David. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Other times, I'm not. Sometimes I have the right thing going on, and sometimes I don't. How do I change that? Come on. What I'm making.
The circle at the end.
Yeah. This coming up.
You wouldn't need. I wouldn't see the need of having two belt assemblers at all.
You don't?
No, they produce fast enough with one. Like unless you're really hammering into making green bottles, which uses belts, one belt assembler for now is plenty. Right. You have that put in. You have the belt assembler put the stuff out onto the belt in the middle, is it?
I don't have
Or
it putting
trying
out.
to.
I don't have it putting out anywhere.
Oh,
I have it just.
taking in the cogs, yeah. So what at this stage, if you just put a chest even to the side of it, or a red arm beyond the belt, and just have it put in the conveyors into a box for you.
Yeah. That's wrong key.
Yeah, see, with belts, no, the tractor with belts, I kind of go with a box first because that way you can just go and pick them out of a box instead of having to run along the belts trying to pick them up.
You can still do a box at the end though.
Well, yeah, you can
Sure.
still do a box at the end.
Definitely going to need another assembler for red bottles though.
I already have two.
Yeah,
but the second
they're
one
not.
isn't getting any. Second lab isn't getting any.
You
It's being
haven't got an
consumed so
out.
fast.
Yeah.
You haven't got an out yet for the second one.
Did it? Okay. Well,
No, you have two ins with no out, which should explain why you're not keeping up.
Yeah, you need to take gears on the second one. You've got an out, but you haven't got an in.
what? You want power 2?
I would assume you're sticking on. You stick it below the other
Yeah.
one.
That would have been smarter too.
So you, yeah, when you're doing it a few times with that kind of setting them up that way, you remember that one side of the first 2 blocks on the assembler has power, the last one doesn't. Which those 2 gaps in the middle are brilliant for putting undergrounds to run another line up between your belt and your assembler to bring something from
Okay, well that's
somewhere
not going
to
to
somewhere
help.
else.
I'm researching something I can't research.
I was thinking that you couldn't
Red
do
and
that,
green.
but
Oh,
well, you're nearly ready to set up green bottles. You're not like green bottles are the conveyor belts and the yellow reachers or yellow inserters.
Yeah, I need green circuits first.
Yeah, but that's only a question of making copper cables,
Mm-hmm.
cables.
and then moving the iron plates over towards, get the iron plates and cables together. What else is chips? That's all the green chips, isn't it? Copper cables and iron plates.
Yeah, I wouldn't ship copper cables and plates on the same track though.
Oh
Not
no, I'm
unless you
just
can
saying put them
produce them
beside each
fast.
other. I'm just saying put them
Mhm.
beside each other.
Yeah.
As in make your copper cables and then route it to your iron
Mhm.
plates and then run them up by the assembler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. At some point, I'm like, why'd you do it that way? Oh,
I
that's
know
what I
it's hard
thought.
because, but it's like I learned the basics, and then from that, then it was right. What do I do from there? Roy goes out of his way to make a big bus around his, and I go out of my way to use as little room as possible.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I
now I just
said
have
I'll
to.
be somewhere in between because I have no problem shipping something, but in organizing it. But at the same point,
Like you see, my one I done, it doesn't take up a whole load of room. But if you actually zoom out, there's loads of room around it. And it only took me 42 hours to launch my rocket.
Yep, you did it quicker than me. I haven't even launched mine yet.
And then it took me 4 hours to launch the second rocket to get the fish up into space.
That was my own fault. I set the bar too high.
Oh, you're on the higher.
Yeah, it proves on the harder difficulties.
You're on 5. Is it 5 or 10 times?
5 times the science bottle requirements. So the silo itself is 5,000 bottles of each.
As opposed to I had to do 1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then I had the higher requirements for tech and all that.
Yeah, because I struggled with getting them.
But that's why I started again. So one day I will go back to the other one. But I just needed a break from that one.
Yeah.
Because at the time it just felt like I was constantly moving the miners to more lush grounds for the research, for the production rather.
I see that's the boring way of doing it. I would have told you how to route it under all your assemblers and back out the other side. It would have been more fun.
That one will keep.
That's much better.
What you need for your yellow arms?
Green circuits, gears, and iron.
Yeah, correct.
So you need to get your gears down there as well.
Action. Need to get these cogs
Oh,
off.
I'll tell you a nice, easy way to do that now. If you see where you have your underground, see where your line of cogs and red bottles is.
Yeah.
Right, I'll show you a trick. Right, so what you want to do is, before you do this, go back down to where your iron plates meet your copper wires.
Yeah.
And you need to see where the copper plates meet the wires. If you take out the conveyor belt, the copper wires, and the one south of it, take out those two belts, and put an underground in and out so they're back to back.
Wait a minute, you're talking on the copper wire.
The copper wire belt, yeah. Take out the one where it joins and the one south of it.
Did I trust him, Roy?
Go ahead. I know what he's doing.
It's a trick with underground belts and how to split
Yep.
when you have two things on a belt, how you can split them and take out the. No, you want to go one above. You to go the wrong two. You want to go
Where it's coming round.
one
the
above
kink.
it where the two of them are joining. You want to take one out there. Yeah, you want to move that up one. So you want the belt, you want the copper plates coming into the second underground, where it comes out of the underground.
Copper plate. What copper plates coming? I've got steel plates.
Oh no, sorry, not the plate, the steel plates. Yeah, well, they're not steel either; they're iron.
So you leave the bottom.
Hello, dear. Give me a second.
No, we'll get there. We'll have them compact.
I'll just do a quick.
If you're still listening, you
thingy.
need to put it. Yeah, turn it. Yeah, perfect. Well, I'm looking at 10 seconds. We think.
Oh, he's done it now. I was just about to throw one together quickly.
All right, I'm back. What was that?
Yeah, no, that's right where you have it there. If you haven't put it down there.
What else is coming down on the other side of that belt, though? What's going to come down on there?
Copper or cogs.
Okay.
Do you want to throw the cogs off of
So if
here
you join,
onto there?
so if you join the copper cables like together, yeah. So what that does is that will stop the cogs. It won't let the cogs onto where your cables are, because those undergrounds only allow stuff in the front half of them, not the back half of them. So we're going to do the same up this side to get the cogs down. Although that'll stop the red. Actually, that'll stop the red bottle is wanted. So what you want to do is you want to put a splitter one below where your underground is.
Splitter.
Yeah.
Where at? One below. Are we
One
talking down by
below.
the copper or?
No, up where your red
Okay.
bottles and cogs are. You need to split that.
Okay.
So one below where your underground is.
I want that shifted so it's.
You want it so that it's on the right. Sorry, on the left.
Okay, well that's causing it to split both of them.
Yeah, but the red bottles won't go anywhere. You'll just have a couple of red bottles sitting there as well. And then you put your underground on the second on the split bit. Okay, perfect. And that does the same trick. So what it does is it allows the front half of your underground lets through the stuff, but the back of the underground doesn't. So it's a trick of splitting lines, and then your red bottles and cogs will just continue up that line then as well. But that's now got your cogs, your iron plates, and if you put a red arm on the front of your green chips and put a line between where your cogs and iron plates are and your iron plates and copper wires, you could then put the arm assembly things up above your green ships. Now you want your red arms going from your. You want to put a line to the right of your green chips, and you want a red arm then reaching into it. I'm trying to work out what you're doing. Or you'd probably need a level 2 assembler to make them
Yeah, you will for the green arms,
yellow arms.
yellow arms.
It's under the logistics too, I think.
There's my factory now. So far.
You have a nice few green cables. I'm assuming they're green cables.
Yep.
What's the... Are they empty tractors or something on them?
Yeah, that's going to be batteries and plastic. So I'm just going to have one line of batteries and the other line is 2 lines of plastic.
And is that steel at the bottom?
Yep.
3 of steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you use so much of it now compared to the previous build. It's like, well, I'll go with 3 tracks of steel. 3 lines of steel.
And you're just making the coils, copper coils and cogs where you need them, so...
Yep. So I've got for the green chips, I've got copper wire going up, and then the assembler's making the copper wire with assemblers behind them that they feed straight into for the green chips. And then I have coming up after the green chips a line for iron plates, and then an output line, and then it's the repeated process in reverse though on the opposite side of them tracks. So I've got a double setup. It's working well.
Yeah, no, it's full of green chips anyway. All you have to do is turn them purple.
Well, that line will end at some point because I ain't taking the whole of that line. Won't carry on the bus. There'll be another line made.
You need green chips right up until you're doing yellow bottles.
Yeah, and I've got obviously grenades.
In fact, you need them as far as the yellow bottles, and you need them for your rocket circuitry. Because you need the red and green to make the purple ones.
Assembler one's already in production, so they're automated. Engines have got to go into production, and red circuits, because I haven't started them yet. But everything that the military pack needs is in production.
See, I'd even be saying you have 4 green there at the moment, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I would be saying keep 2 of them and change the other 2 to red. Because when you get to the end, you want 1 and 1.
Yeah.
For the purple ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you're as well off to keep it going until you get to... I said that's needed for your rockets, for your purple ones at the end, which are needed for yellow bottles and the rocket circuitry.
Yeah. So
you're going to need green bottle or green chips right till the end.
Mm-hmm. Because you still need them in solar panels, don't you, as well? Green chips. I believe you do. Memory serves. It was green chips and steel, was it? Let's see. Did I research solar panels yet? No, I haven't. Okay. So these solar panels, what did you need? Yeah, green chips, steel, and copper plates.
Alright, because you need your solar panels for your...
For the satellite. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, you're as well have to keep them going till the end.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I should start looking again. Now I've got steel going, gain solar panels into production. So I've got grey assembler 1 in production, stack of a chest only holding 1 stack of them, but then followed on there's a blue assembler that will take to upgrade them to blue assemblers and a stack of them, and then when the 3rd assembler will go up, and that will make the green assemblers. So I think the green assemblers need red circuits as well. Can't be 100% sure if they've changed that. Logistics 3, where are you? There it is. No, it needs speed upgrades. Okay, speed modules.
So which no?
The assembler 3 for speed modules and an assembler 2.
Yes, we need speed module 1s, yeah, and you need speed module 1s for purple, not purple, yeah, purple bottles and for rocket circuitries.
Mm-hmm.
So you need them at the end as well. You need them in purple at the end. Lots of them.
Research batteries. See, once I've done batteries, I can even, if I wanted, go into logistic robots. If I wanted, because that'd be the next one on the list. But I'm not going that route. I'm just doing all the red and green basically because I don't want to start having to worry about doing producing the military pack and blue bottles right now. I'd
Yeah,
rather stockpile some of them before I start researching into that
if you
area.
have them and you have them automated, I would say do the research you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you run low on bottles, you can always do one that you haven't done.
Yeah. And if I do have robots, it'll just be to ship the bottles over to the labs anyway. That's the only use I'd have for them.
Even the likes of doing for the satellite and that, getting the bits for the satellite at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you need shitloads of steel for that actually, because you need
there's a lot of
interior
stuff.
components or something they're called, which is steel.
Mm-hmm.
And you need loads of them. Because you need them for the satellite and you need them for the rocket.
Yep. There it is. Yeah. The rocket silo, 1,000 steel plates for that alone. 10 steel plates per low density structures, and which 100
for
is
the low
needed,
density structures, and you need the lots of 10. Then when you're launching a rocket, is 10 low density structures, 10 rocket fuel, and 10 rocket controls.
Mm-hmm. So that's 1,000 and 1,100 low density structures that I'd need.
You need lots.
Yep. And each one takes, what was it?
I think you need 100 of them for your satellite.
Yep. Oh, okay. So yeah. I see what you mean.
You need them for the satellite, but you also need them for building up your rocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to need it. That's why I'm saying keep your green ones. Like half of them will do, because by the time you get to the end, you need red and green, half and half.
Okay, so no one on the streams heard me because
Nope,
I had
you've
my
been
mic
muted.
And none of us heard you either.
You didn't hear. Why'd you guys let me make this mistake? I am putting steel plates on this conveyor all over the place, and now it's overwhelming steel cog production. And now,
shall we go up?
So you need to produce more iron then.
oh no,
You need more furnaces.
Right. So where is it? What's wrong?
I've got iron coming up here.
All right, hang on. Okay. Right, I'm going up the iron line slowly. I can see, but you're standing where you're producing iron at the moment. Right, I get you. It's just going.
Oh yeah.
And it's now going up.
No, that's right. That's right.
That's
it's just going into where the cogs are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
split it. Use the underground belt trick.
Yeah. Because you have them on, but that's fine. Go back up to. I just have to have a look.
I'm back up at the top again already.
Alright, I just wait for it to keep going. So
Well, you know what you could do? Loop the remove the underground belt that you've got with the iron plates, and then move the track up one, and then take the underground belt over the top of the one with the copper coil, the red bottles and cogs on, and then insert it above the top of that track.
Yeah.
With the copper, with the plates and the gears on.
Yeah, perfect.
What yours?
So above your second
belt
one, move the iron plate line up one. As in go north by one square.
Right.
Or by two even.
He says that so delicately.
No,
after I've already.
it's fine. One is fine.
Yeah, you'd have to move the power line if you went so.
Yeah.
No, if you've done one, that's fine. So what you want to do is on the red bottle and cogs, you want to take out the first 2 squares after the splitter. Or for 3 squares even.
Mm-hmm.
After the splitter, take out 3.
No, leave that. Leave. I hope you
No,
haven't.
on the main line that goes up to your research.
It's so frustrating when you're watching somebody who's the stream.
Yeah.
20 seconds behind, yeah.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't matter if you guys were actually
Watching
in
over
the
your
Steam
shoulder
one.
as well.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
one's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what you do is you put an underground straight
Yeah.
after the splitter and back in, so you leave 1 gap. So you're wondering what happened to you.
No, you wasn't. I was
I thought
listening
you was
to the
ignoring us.
conversation.
I thought you were. Well, yeah, I thought that you were talking to your wife or something. She'd come in with dinner. And then, yeah, so take the steel or the iron plates then across and turn it back into the other side of the underground. No, that
Yeah.
underground you just took out needs to stay there.
Yeah, I was realizing that.
Otherwise, you'll end up with red bottles going down there.
And now here I want.
No, that's wrong. You don't know.
Yes, I do. I want to get this.
All right, sure, okay. You don't need that first underground on the right-hand side of the belt.
Well, no, I know, but I needed it to put the second half back in.
No, when
Yeah,
you put
you
it
do.
in, no,
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
you can
put it
press
in,
R and rotate it.
yeah, when it's in, just go over it and press R, and it'll change it the other direction. Where you have your place for your arms set up there, I would put it north of your green chips as opposed to south.
Wait a minute.
And your line for the green chips then in the gap between where your iron plates and cogs come down and your copper cables and plates go
I
up.
was doing something when you started that, and I lost what you meant. Okay.
All right.
I'm
For
20
making
seconds ahead of you.
for making your arms, you want to go north of your green chips, not south.
Okay. But
So you want to go.
Okay, hold on. I've got cogs coming off here.
Yes, the cogs only come down as far as the front of the green ones, so you need to go up and take them off that line. So you want to go above,
Yeah, I see.
above your green cables, but in or to your right by 1 square.
Did he here? Grab.
You need to bring them. You need to bring your blue assemblers to the right by 1.
Yeah, but I need to still feed it with the.
You need cogs, iron plates, and green chips.
Right. I know what
So
you're
you
doing.
have
Yeah.
you have iron plates and cogs coming down, and if you put green plates on the belt in front of it,
Yeah, I want to move this.
then your red will grab over to get the cogs and plates, and your green chips then will be running front, so a yellow one will take them. And then you can output your reachers to the back. Yeah, it won't, because it won't join up if you put it in the middle. It'll just stay out there, nothing will go onto it except for the green chips. Oh, you're taking all that there. No, you should have left that the way it was. Or you can, yeah, you could bring it up one, right? I see what you're doing now. Right, yeah, you could do it that way.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, it's not such a thing as a wrong spot. You should have seen, so you should see my map and see some of the methods I have for getting stuff in and out of places. Right, so, yeah, I'm just looking at your setup there. How are you going to get the green chips up?
right. That needs. Right, maybe I can do this.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying you don't need copper cables for that setup. Or you're bringing, yeah, see that's why
That reach.
right here. Right.
Yeah, you could, if you wanted, you don't have to. You could have used the underground belt trick to split the gears off there, so you just have plates going down. But
Down, right.
Yeah, yeah, see.
And then I can still, but I want to then loop, if I can, the cogs back somewhere around.
yeah, you'd have to use a splitter then.
Yeah.
So you'd have to put a splitter
Where
on
do you
them.
want, where are you trying to send the cogs?
I can loop them back around know,
That's the main system. So it's just a big continuous loop.
yeah.
Yeah. You use a splitter and then you put on the one side whatever you want to split off, and then you use an underground on the other one to split a track down and underground again. Then you can split off the other side. And that
See,
way
if
you've
you wanted
separated
to,
both sides.
if you wanted to put them back onto the end of the where they are already, if you put an underground at the bottom of where they are now, with the back of the underground facing the copper cable thing, it'll be backwards, but you
The iron
can
plates.
you can change it to go the right way.
Like so.
You can split there, yeah. Put it
No, that's not how I want it.
yeah, no, put that on the ends, put your splitter the other way.
What I was
Just
saying, yeah.
put your
I have-
splitter in
I have
towards
the splitter going the wrong way, right?
Well, actually, no. The way you have it there is fine.
Yep, that's fine.
But I want to keep the plates going. Not
Yeah,
the
what you
cogs.
do is you leave your splitter where
Yeah,
it is.
that
Okay.
will leave the plates. Is it the plates or the cogs you want to keep going?
I want the
He wants
plates
to take
finish.
both.
I want
He
the
wants to take the cogs go one way and the plates go down. So if you
Right.
left the
Well, actually, I want to do this.
you gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
Both ways.
If you put
But wait a
the
minute.
two
Oh, wait.
undergrounds
Wait.
back
Stop.
to back, are you alright? You haven't done yet. Yeah, I can see you. You're nearly there.
That's it. Now you've got iron plates going where you want them, and not the gears. Now you put on the bring a track out from the second side of the splitter down two, and then you can use a underground afterwards to split off the iron plates and continue the block off the iron plates and continue the gears in the direction you want to take them.
You want to take the iron gear. You want to take the gears back, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to take the gears back.
Yeah. So put your underground back to back with the other one that's there.
Can't.
Why? You
Because it'll
can.
take.
Put it down and then twist it, as in press R when it's down.
It will link with the other one.
If you have them facing opposite directions, or does it changes the whole lot? Does it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So just bring. So what you do is just put one
below the other one.
Put one conveyor belt.
Right.
Yeah. And then the underground belt after.
Oh, hang on. So you can't have. I never tried that. You can't have them back to back but facing opposite directions.
No, you can have them facing opposite directions, but because what you'll end up doing is you'll take iron off both sides, because iron's coming down the left side of both belts at that point. Because what the splitter does is it splits off whatever's coming down on the left side will be on the left side on the split side.
Because it's the other way around, it takes the other side of the belt.
Yeah, it'll take the gears off in that case. Then you'd have to loop gears all the way over, unless you'd done it with the splitter.
I've got it.
All right.
Wait for the string. I figured it out.
No, you're doing it. Although I would have brought him into the end of where the red. Yes, you're just doing a closed loop. You would have been as well off to bring them up.
Yeah, underneath the arm.
In between
where
the
they're being
red
produced.
bottle and the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
cogs, and you could actually get rid of that red arm and just put a yellow arm taken into that red one then. And that will give you a continuous loop, so when it's full, and when it's not full, then it'll just keep looping around.
This is looking like spaghetti.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
You wanted a spaghetti.
I don't
So I
have
said,
a
if you listen to
problem-
me, you'll end up with a main bus. If you want spaghetti, listen to David. I'm no good with spaghetti. Mine always end up with a fucking main bus.
But
Oh well, may as well do logistic robots actually. And then
Oh, you could, yeah, when you're coming up. Yeah.
underground.
Yeah, perfect.
Continuous loop. And now you won't be using as much iron either.
So like obviously a lot of what I did in mine is I use a lot of arms for splitting belts or taking stuff off one belt onto another belt.
Yeah. Yeah, you just need the filter inserters, isn't it? And then eventually, if you want to do big, large amounts at a time, stack inserters. Filter stack inserters.
Yeah, well, when you get late game, you have your stack inserters.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no need for them. But I've got lights.
No, lights are good. I always forget to put them in.
I put them in. I don't put them in at all. I like seeing what's working and what's not working.
All right, so now I need to be making the green bottles with pasting. Now I have them, but now I gotta get them off of there. I can start making. All right. I got 4 people watching. Hello, mystery person. Nothing like another 2 hours after a 2-hour stream, right? All right. That's what I was doing. Green bottles, belts, and I.
See if you can. Well, you probably can't get into Discord now, can you?
I got Discord up on the other one. What?
Alright, I just put a picture up there if you want to see spaghetti, and that's the kind of layout now that you get off me telling you what to do.
Holy. That's a mess.
It's not a mess, it's a perfectly working.
That's a mess.
See the little rocket in the corner?
No, because there's a mess so bad I can't see what's going on because I got it on the smaller screen and all that. But
oh, that's it's and that includes liquid and everything in there. There's so that's pipes, that's liquid pipes and conveyor belts.
Basically, use every single spot that you can.
Oh, there's plenty of spaces in there. If I'd realised that robots could do, if I'd worked that out, I could put robots in. Because I had to start.
MrMoonDog's thinking, I don't want to listen to you anymore, David.
well, no. I'll take what because I do it myself. I'll take what David does, but it won't be that messy, I'll do a little bit of what Roy does, and it'll be mushed together, and it'll be fine.
There's
But-
no mess with that. That's perfectly
I'm staying out of this argument.
perfectly logistical. It works.
If you show that to your mother, what would your mother say that was?
She'd say, so that's what you'd spend all your hours on the computer doing.
Yeah, that's the same as mine.
Okay. Granted, mine would too, but
If you can,
mine would. My mom would, if I explained to her, I understand that, mother, but look at this. What would you call this?
that's
A
a work
mess.
of art.
No, mine would say it's a mess.
It works. It launched a rocket. It relaunched a rocket.
In fact, I could picture my mother sitting there looking at it going, and what is this?
Yeah.
What's it meant to be doing? And then you try to explain it to her and she'd just be like, yeah.
See, it needs
Can
a
we go
move.
back half an hour?
It needs a moving picture, see, so you can see all the bits moving on it.
And you know what? I bet every single bit moves just the way it needs to move.
Yeah. You need to bring your coal line
Yeah.
up
I have very few backlogs in mine.
because
I
your
just-
one furnace isn't getting any coal.
I just about have enough production
You're
going
speaking
through it
to
to do what
me.
it needs to. Yes, speaking to you.
Yes, speaking to you. You want us both in on your stream.
I'm going to leave your stream now because it's getting late.
Yeah, I'm going to bed in a sec as well.
My
Just,
one is not. Which one is not got any? I had a furnace with
Yeah.
no fuel.
your iron furnaces, the far top right
Yeah.
doesn't have any coal going to it. Doesn't have a
Yes,
coal
it
line.
does.
No, top right.
Yes.
Top.
Top right.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you're taking it off the
Doesn't
main
have-
line. No, my bad.
I
Okay, I
saw
didn't see
that,
that
and
yellow
I-
insert.
Right. It's stealing it before all
Yeah.
the others.
that's the kind of see. You done that all by yourself. That's the kind of thing I do.
It only made it made a logical sense for it to pull it off
Well, say it
beforehand
would make,
and
say it
to
would
add
make,
the extra conveyors.
or add the coal. See, I would have just looped it, add the coal all the way up.
Yeah, you could do
And
that.
looped it back onto the main track,
And you could also put the iron back onto the main track.
or
Right.
put a splitter
Loop
there
that
and then
round.
have it so it's a constant movement almost.
Well, if it's a backlog, it just means if the main track then slows down, it'll feed back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It only needs to feed on one line.
But I would.
And as we know, the inserters always take from the closest line to them before they'll
Yeah.
reach for the second line.
But if there's only one line, but if it's butted up against it, it just means it'll only move if that line starts to thin out.
That's. I. Hold on a second.
Oh, wow.
At least that will get a bit complicated. You know. See, no time at all, he'll be as good as mine. Mine looks like that at the start too.
They all look like that at the start. Very small, very open.
My
And
my
then
game
really
slows down again now, but if I actually picked the starting area of mine, like it actually got worse as it went on, and I got more confident in what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Come all the way down here, place the lumberjacks and forget the iron that you needed to connect, to make pipes to connect them up.
Do you not go down with a load of pipes anyway?
No, because I haven't automated pipes because
Have you not
what
got?
was it? Blue Science needs lumberjacks, doesn't it? And because of that, also it means I have to produce pipes.
Yes,
So
I do.
I'm-
I need a video camera for this. Bounce around some more
No, it
because you're
isn't
getting a
blue.
hamburger.
Purple, sorry, purple needs needs them.
There's a hidden camera right up there, by the way. All right. You. I'm going to get recorders for everyone.
Going to get recorders for everyone and then mutes them.
He's probably sitting there talking to us now.
Yeah.
He's talking to us. But
I was enjoying that conversation.
there's one of the I had pipes automated because I needed them for something.
Purple pump jacks need them.
It was before that. I needed steel and pipes. Was that lumberjack or the pumps?
The pump jacks, yeah, the pump jacks need them. I don't know if there's
I
anything.
sworn I needed them for something else as well.
Boilers, steam engines. Did you have that? Did you have them automated?
No.
Pumps.
Oh, she's. Yeah. I have someone bouncing all over the place here. I was nice.
Engines, David. Engines.
Yeah, I know there was something else.
Yeah, engines need them.
Needed them because I knew I had them automated for something before I got to the purple.
Mm-hmm. And that requires blue, so I need to go into blue before I can do that. And that one.
Yeah,
So
engines is cogs and pipes.
I'll do the electric energy accumulators.
Okay. And then the other ones were steel and pipes.
It's gonna look like a spaghetti.
Oh, because I had another lot of engine production down for the purples as well, so I actually had 3 runs of. Well, I suppose I only split it there at the end, so it wasn't too bad. But that was steel and bricks. Yeah. How all this works is beyond me. It works.
That's all that matters. As long as it did what you wanted it to do.
I launched the rocket.
Just imagine how
I'm even at 3% for my next rocket.
Just imagine how that the developer feels with when I showed you the video that he did with that guy showing off his factory, his mega factory, and he must sit there staring at his factory every time he goes on, going, "Okay, what was this doing now? What was that doing?
Oh,
where was this going?"
I totally understand where he's coming from.
And his factories are humongous in scale.
Yeah.
So, and he hasn't took any lines off. So he's still got burner inserters being automatically built. So he's never
Burner inserters, I never build
I never do them either.
Inserters.
No. But some people, I use them for the boilers. But
no, I started using electrics. Apart from, I have 2 for the. I have 2 for the original, or not for the original, for the boxes of coal.
Yeah.
Look at it. Not gonna like it.
He's doing a main bus.
So much a main bus. It's condensed. In regard of productive, but I like to think of it more as Henry Ford production.
Henry Ford production. Okay. Yep.
You have a main line, and you have other lines that feed into it, and then spur off of it. Have that. You know that all the extra wood that he had from his Model A, the wheel assemblies and all that, were such small pieces that he sold it to this guy that made charcoal named Kingsford. And that's how Kingsford and Ford, you would actually get a bag of Kingsford coal in your Model T. And that stuck for quite many years. Because
of a partnership that they had with each other.
Partnership that they had, yeah.
See, right, that's the original start off. And that doesn't look half as cramped. Mind you, it is still because I have a couple of extra lines running up and down through it. But just to show that it can be done, or that I do have some sort of order on some of it.
No.
So you've made full use of the fact that you've only got one set of furnaces on either side, but have a double track, one with iron, one with copper, but you've used splitters to fill the second side of the lineup because obviously you haven't got furnaces on the other side doing copper as well, or iron.
Yeah, so, but I do it in, if you look at the second row of iron, I use splitters to double up the rows.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that was my original line with, I had half. You can see there I have the coal and iron down one side, coal and copper down the other side on the split thing.
Yeah.
And then the output was to the middle.
Yeah.
And then I actually had, you can see I have a twisty, I actually disconnected it, I think, in the end.
So
there.
was that
There's a
furnace
line
set
with
up yours?
undergrounds going up, back up to feed into the top of the second iron line to alleviate the first iron line.
Mm-hmm. Was that your first setup then? The beginning of your setup?
That's my original setup, the only difference being that I put on the splitters, which go on fairly early once it starts backing up, and they're steel furnaces.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's my original 10. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah, 10.
That's my original 10 iron, 10 copper setup.
Very nice.
And the top then, the little red belt that's empty at the top is my original iron mine.
Oh,
But
so
it's now being fed in from the bottom. The only reason that was there is I have a chest with an inserter that I put anything I pick up into it.
Yeah, any iron or anything you could just throw back on into there and it'll throw it back on the track.
But that was it. I originally the iron came from the top.
You know, if you have say you have a bunch of iron in your inventory, if you pick one out and have it in your mouse and hold control and left click on a furnace, it'll place the whole complete stack into the furnace.
Yeah, but when you're redoing routing and stuff, you end up with a few stacks. It's just as easy to throw it into that and
just let it do it itself.
And leave it work away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I tend not to break down what I start with.
Which is what that the developer's done. So all of the beginning of his lines are all the very early start stuff that
when I build something, if it works, I don't fix it. So what I done then was I have a completely separate. I actually think I have two completely separate iron and copper smelting places. But the original is still there, and as you can see, it's all backlogged.
Yeah.
But I put in extra down the way because that couldn't handle it. So instead of adding to it, I put extra. I like, if I needed more iron, I literally just done another setup. And my newer setups were done with electric ovens. Straight in new electric ovens, then rip that out and put in electric ovens.
And the hole.
I was just going to say, you've gone quiet again.
No, I was just thinking here. So if I'm put on the pole.
That's dangerous in this game.
I mean, the satisfaction and the production. Satisfaction is the total grain production. It's hovering down at the low end. It actually can go all the way up to the top there.
Like, you're way overkill there. You're only producing, like, basically you're using one steam engine and a quarter.
Okay.
And you have 2, 4, 6, 8.
7.
You're using 1 and a quarter. 7. You're using 1 and a quarter.
Oh, okay. Well, I have room to expand. Right?
Well, yeah, they're 900 each. And you're using 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah. Okay, well, but...
So, yeah, you're using 1 and a third.
I was planning on doing, what, 1, 2, or 5 more
Well,
right off the
one
start, but
was it one pump will do
20
one
boilers.
pump will do 10 no, one pump will do 20 boilers, and each boiler will do 2 engines.
So that's 40 boilers, steam
So
engines.
that's 40 steam
no,
engines
I'm
off of your
within
one pump.
range that way. I was just saying, I've got 7 here, so my plan was at least 12, with room that I could do. What, probably
Or you can,
3 more
like,
there.
if you
So,
continue, which you could keep going into the woods.
yeah.
But you can basically set up 40 engines off that one pump.
So how far will that radar keep increasing? I'm looking at the map. It'll keep going and adding a block all the way around the circumference, right?
Yeah, but the radar range is actually just that yellow square, the lit up square.
Yellow square. Okay, so
If you go into your map, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that big. Because I had 5 of them on my map the other day, and it didn't make it any bigger than from where I was standing. It made it a small bit bigger from where I was standing. And with
But
the new map now, you can zoom in and do stuff if you have radar coverage or you're in the area.
Yeah, or you have bots.
Okay. Really doesn't matter. Have
there you go,
another
MrMoonDog.
radar or nothing. Okay.
In Discord, there's a
Well, it does,
furnace
because
setup.
if you have another radar, it will unlock it faster.
Yeah, it speeds it up.
Yeah.
So, like, I had 5 radars, so I was getting 5 little squares every tick or whatever,
Right.
as
Well,
opposed to you're getting 1.
yeah, and I ran around looking for what I wanted to do before I did it, so most of that was already undone by me moving.
That's your iron setup.
That's just one furnace setup of 20 boilers.
Right.
Boilers, furnaces, 10 on each side, 10 a side.
Yeah.
But what happens is when I upgrade to steel, to electric
Iron.
furnaces, I just remove the coal line all the way around the outer
See,
arms, and then
I upgraded to the steel furnaces. I didn't upgrade them to the electric.
no, they consume so much power.
I just built when I had electric available. Any new ones I built were electric, basically, so I didn't have to feed coal in. And basically, what I done with them was built them along the line between the mine and my production.
Yeah.
So instead of feeding raw ore up into my main factory, I was feeding plates already done by the time we got to the factory.
Actually, yeah.
Right, I'm off to bed.
Yep.
I shall talk to you the next day.
Yeah, good night.
Right.
Enjoy the rest of the stream.
Yeah, my viewership's going to go down in Ireland significantly now.
Right, I'll talk to you the next day.
Yeah, that's it. What was it I needed for blue, red engines, and then okay.
Do you use much in stone mine quarry type setup?
Yes, you will do. later on because the steel furnaces require stone. Obviously, if you decide to build walls, they'll require the stone. And definitely for the missile launcher, you have to produce concrete, which requires stone.
Okay, so I do want to at least get.
Yeah, because you'll end up doing like a furnace setup to make the stone bricks. So definitely either stockpile stone itself or bake it and get into bricks ready. Yeah. Because concrete takes 5 stone bricks a piece, and the silo requires 1,000 concrete, so 5,000 stone bricks. So yeah, definitely stockpile. If you're going to go into reactors, definitely start mining it early. You don't have to do anything straight with it, but mine it for definite early and just set up the first processor.
So if I take the iron plate and split it off, I can then make that into steel, right? Run it through a furnace again.
Yep. Or you could make a separate line from the coal ore section and have that producing steel, that iron plates that goes straight down into a steel furnace, to be turned into steel then, which is how I do it. So then it means that I'm not taking off the main line that's supplying the factory with iron, because you'll have to produce a lot of steel.
Yeah, but for right now, I could do one,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And if I wanted to, I can just kill it and then put it on a different.
Yep, on its own system,
Right.
on its own production line. Yeah. That was what I was doing, trying to get engines up and running, so gears and pipes. How many gears did it take? 1 and 2 pipes. Putting that wrong.
Now I got a couple little guys. Need to make inserters for anything other than the next thing. You don't inserters. Using the inserters to make something else. Primarily at one point. I mean, you use
I don't
inserters,
think
but you can
he's-
steal them off the line.
Yeah, I don't
Man.
think you have to. Don't think you'll have to.
Really make a
There's
bunch
only
of
the green science that uses inserters now. So you could always have a chest if you wanted with a smart filter inserter, filter inserter, and that way you can just take them out of the box or just take them off the line. I just take them off the line. Talking about taking off the line, I need some more.
but because those make the red and the blues and the
And the purples.
purple. I have one more thing. Red, so I'm hitting now. I'll start in with all.
That'll be your famous last words, you know, that one more thing.
No, it's the last thing that only takes red bottles to
Okay.
research it. So I might as well do that last one.
Yeah.
And finish that off. Then the green that I've produced and have got a backlog of it, then I've got the red and the green ready to just constantly fill it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Gears will go on there. And I need these taking from there and there.
Oh, it's nice. I told my wife that we could get sloppy burgers. And she didn't want to go to the one place. I said, okay, well then grab my card and started jumping around. That's that's what I needed the camera for.
Oh. Gotta keep your wife happy.
She's normally very happy. I don't tend to do anything that makes her unhappy.
Right, so I want them. These need to be blues actually. So you need to be producing that.
I don't know what I need to do. I'm going to start producing.
You'll need steel for doing armor piercing rounds, which will be used in grey science, and you'll need it also for engines, which are used in the blue science. And if you do solar panels, they'll be used in there as well. Lots of things.
No, I'll take my shade.
Well, I still had a red left.
It's even got whipped cream in it. Ooh, ah, I hate. No, it isn't. I don't want the whipped cream on. I should have told you not to put whipped cream on the milkshake.
Whipped cream.
Probably a
They,
cherry on
they,
top somewhere there too.
they don't do that here. Put whipped cream on.
No, but with all the cafes stuff that they have in them, they've got
Mm-mm.
that. Burner drill. I can't make them into anything, and I can't dismantle them, can I?
Which is at the burner inserters? No.
No, the burner drills. Same thing.
No. No, you could either carry on using them or just put them in a wooden chest and forget them. Or do what I do, put them in a wooden chest and then shoot the wooden chest and get rid of them that way.
Pretty permanent, isn't it?
It does the trick.
See, this is the point that you go, don't piss off Roy. He'll put you in a wooden chest.
No, he's not that cruel.
You're not that cruel? You want to restate that? Sure.
I'm not that cruel to people, to objects that I have no use of anymore, then maybe.
So every time that I'm racing against you, get mad at me for putting you in a wall. Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, is that done already? See, that's the problem with science. I don't want to do shotgun damage. I don't use shotguns very often. By the time I start using shotguns, I've normally got laser turrets. And then I have no use for shotguns.
Yeah. Okay, now this is the point when Roy goes, that top burner, it doesn't have anything feeding it. It doesn't have... That's Roy. I'm feeding it in a different way.
Yeah, I know, it's taking the coal off the... oh, you're doing it like that, okay.
I'm doing another...
That's... Yeah, you're trying to cram as much furnaces in the same area as possible. Using
I'm keeping
without
all
having
of
to
them.
spread. Yeah.
Yeah. So that now they're going to do the once I actually put this here, which I probably... Oh no, I've got enough on...
Top furnace hasn't got any power though. There you go.
out of production will keep up. and make all the little arms happy because now they're all doing something. Look, I'm routing stuff next to other conveyors, so it looks like I got a bus system, main bus system, but it's not. Not technically. Now, what do I do with all the steel? What can I do with
Definitely make a steel pickaxe. Because steel pickaxes over iron pickaxes, you know, it's like, what do you want to go with on Minecraft? Diamond pickaxe or an iron pickaxe?
I want to go with the wood axe.
You could do that.
Nice, some more of them too. For the temporary, that there. Actually, steel chest. And
The other thing that you can use stone for, if it's not baked, is landfill. If you have any water that you want to fill in.
there. Now that thing can buzz along and try and keep up with the rest, which
Yep, it'll all back up.
is that. Oh, let's see, that's 2 hours and 40 minutes. So does the stream want to sit here and listen to me while I play this? Probably not. Okay. Before I started this, I still had a couple of issues with the other stream with the sun the way it was.
Yeah.
As the sun went down, it's been perfect since then. I still telling them something with that.
Put a gazebo over your satellite.
Huh?
Put a gazebo over the satellite.
Well, it's just a tiny little antenna enclosed in a thing already, so I may just try to shade it just to see if that helps it.
Mm-hmm. Pity you haven't got a tree or something nearby.
Not near enough, yeah. For all this. All right, I don't really have plans that I'm.
So it says the sun's beating down on it, so it's the heat that's causing it then.
It's that, or because the way that my house faces and where the antenna is facing back towards the other antenna,
Mm-hmm.
it's in sort of a fairly direct line. So I don't know if there's a quote gamma radiation issue that's causing it to have an issue breaking down the signal, or if it is quite literally an overheat issue, which he said they've never had that before.
There's always a first though.
Right. Or it's, something completely different than we had before.
Yep.
It's not like I'm like telling them garbage because my streams have all seen it happening.
Well, I presume when you're playing Pug with Draco on an evening, you don't get that lag like you was having today while we was all on.
Oh, I don't get that. I don't get it on the others. Now, I have had a couple issues, but I'm thinking it's a slight issue, usage issue, and it might still be that. So I don't know if it's that. He's going to call me back on Friday, and I'll let him know that I still had a couple spots where it didn't really malfunction, but it did uh, lag out there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, not it better. Probably quite literally one more thing that I need to have it be right.
Do I want to do this?
Now, what you really want to do, you know what? I've slept enough for the last 2 days. Let's play some Project Card.
No, I can't. If it was earlier, definitely. I've definitely got to go to sleep in a sec. Oops. Changing the wrong box. You there, you there. Tell you to take green. And you to take red.
Need a couple more.
And that's how I do my backlog of bottles to stockpile them. So I have 2 steel chests full in the end.
Oh, okay. Then you feed the lines off of after the steel chests.
Yeah, I make a break in the line so it can't carry on. So that it has to take out what's in the chests in order to continue to feed the labs. And then that way, when I do go to robotics, I can easily change them because you have to use steel chests. I can easily change the steel chests to requester chests, and then the bots will take whatever is all the bottles that are produced to that chest for whichever particular type I want in that chest. And that way I don't have to ship them by track then. But on that...
One more, just one more.
Yep. Just one more thing.
Actually,
It'll only take 2 minutes. 20 minutes later, you say it again. Just one more. Well, hopefully Draco gets everything sorted.
What's he need?
He's finding it hard to get a job at the moment, so he can't cover his car costs.
definitely one I've understand her.
Yep. Well, I don't drive, but I know my sister's been there as well.
There you go. Now, out just a bit there. You can take a look at that on the stream. There's metal product.
Definitely need to get more coal going though. Seems to be thinning out. Yep, that looks really good though.
No, I think I just added those last couple there, so I'm not sure. Then again,
Okay.
that is only two miners going, so
Mm-hmm.
oh drat, I'm running out of coal.
Really?
Is it that, what you think there? It's like, let's better make another.
You see, because I like to see full tracks, I don't like to see tracks half empty or anything, so I'd stick another 2 down. Because it's easier to go, oh, the track isn't full, there must be a problem, and fix it before it gets to a point where it's a lot more difficult to fix, especially when it comes to power, as I found out when coal starts becoming an issue and you're not on top of it straight away. Your factory shuts off, and of course then you manually hand shifting the coal over to the burners to get the miners going again. And if you're shifting coal from a long distance, then it becomes even more of a nightmare because the power keeps going off and you're burning through the coal so fast. That's why this time I'm definitely going with solar power.
Yeah.
To offset the requirements that the coal will have, because the state, unlike nuclear reactor, them reactors can continue to run even when they don't need any more power. Everything's could be switched off in your factory. They'll still use the fuel. Steam engines, they'll switch off. They'll stop using the fuel. So if you've got enough solar power to cover the operations during the day, your steam engines will shut off and only come on during the night to charge the accumulators up if they haven't been charged up through the day by the solar power.
Okay. Come on, technology, go faster. Guess I could help that along by building 2 more, huh?
What labs? Yeah, you could do. Definitely with how much green and red you've got sitting on the belts, you could do a couple more. And if you can research the lab text, which will increase the speed of the labs, the efficiency of the labs.
I figured that would be on the next one.
Mm-hmm. You see, that's definitely something that the developers need to add. They've got the module to help you run faster when you've got your power armor by using the exoskeleton. The ability to see at night with the night vision. The ability to defend yourself with defensive turrets, personal lasers. what they need is an extension for your reach. So you can add that to your module suit as well.
Even if it was a little bit, but then again, a little bit,
Yeah,
want a
it's
little
never
bit
enough.
more, and then you,
Yeah, definitely. But by then you've got bots as well. So, you know, you can easily just shift shift click on something you want placed, and your bot will go out and build it if they've got the resources to do it.
all this is red ink. Okay.
Yeah, red and green go on for quite a while. I'm still doing them myself.
I do solar power. That's though the most expensive one of all though.
Depends if you want to start doing solar power early on, or if you're happy to wait a little bit longer, or do you want to do oil processing so you can look into plastic and batteries,
Looking at the
start power lines.
advanced metal processing or oil processing.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, engine, unit, and pump.
Yeah, you can make a car.
Want a car? I don't. Where am I going to go? Here's the one that I
Get the
don't understand:
achievements.
is the circuit network, how that
Yeah,
all
that
work
one's.
together. That's the one that I don't understand.
I've never done it. I've watched a few videos on it. Basically, you're saying that setting this up so you can say to the arm if there's, and to a chest if there's, say you only want 10 items in there. If there's less than 10 items in here, then start production to put 10, make until there's 10 items in there. So but I always use the chest reducer anyway, the ability to reduce the amount of stuff the chest can hold. So I never use the circuit network. David has. He understands it somewhat. I just looked at it and I was like, yeah, not interested. I won't use it anyway. Maybe for trains it would be useful. I'm gonna leave and get some sleep. It's coming together now anyway. You've done well. You always need more iron.
Just put two more things down in there. That iron just sitting there on the ground for some sure. And I've got tons of coal and wood and copper. Try and throw it into a furnace.
Yeah. Or have a chest near your boilers with a stockpile of coal. Should you run out of coal, you can easily go and manually feed the boilers, and then or have an arm throwing the coal back onto the track when you need it, while you're trying to sort out the coal if it does run dry. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Have a good one.
You too, Roy.
See ya.
See
Bye,
ya.
stream.
Bye, stream. Yeah, and I'm going to end the stream here, so we're the last one on it.
Oh well. See ya.
See ya. And taking off here. So thanks for stopping and watching. And check out all those with the Monkey Show, BP, Traveler Roy, Farmer Dad, Zigzag, Draco, and all the others that are there occasionally that we hang out with. Check out all their pages and the associated pages with them. And thanks for stopping by. Have a nice night.